My biggest criticism of the original Manhunt was that its violence served no larger purpose, that Rockstar's 2003 Gorefest felt less like some bold artistic statement than the ramblings of a kid who just learned his first swear word. Energetic perhaps, but utterly meaningless. But to that game's credit, at least it was something different. It may have just been a decent stealth game covered in gore, but at least it had that gore. Had it not been for the gratuitous displays of nauseating violence, Manhunt would have just been an average game with forgettable, derivative gameplay. You lose that violence, and you're left with Manhunt 2, one of the most needless and wholly unconvincing sequels in recent memory. So when the news hit that Rockstar was developing a sequel to the internationally banned Manhunt, for the family-friendly Wii no less, the controversy swelled to an incredible level. Rockstar was under immense public scrutiny, and when they submitted the game to the ESRB, it was given the ignominious rating of adults only. That scarcely used rating is a step above mature on the holy shit scale, but more importantly, games with an AO rating can't be sold in the United States. The AO rating effectively killed Manhunt 2 in its original form, forcing Rockstar to go back and modify the game in order to get an M rating, hence the blurred cutscenes, and of course, hence the backlash. You see, in the original Manhunt, these gruesome kill scenes are plainly visible. They're unobstructed and fully exposed in all their disgusting and nauseating glory. But with the cat out of the bag on the violence fueling the Manhunt brand, there was no way Rockstar would get away with it for their sequel. They were forced to blur out the images using an unstable, out-of-focus camera, as well as inverting the colors. And what's interesting is, although it represents a degree of censorship you'd never have seen in the first game, it actually leaves a taste not unlike the first Manhunt. The censored kill scenes don't feel stylish, they just feel censored and unnecessary. Even more so when they're edited, they feel totally arbitrary, just as the violence did in the first Manhunt. Functionally, Manhunt 2 is very similar to its predecessor. This is a third-person stealth game with an outrageously violent premise and theme. Playing this time as an escaped mental patient, you're again forced to kill, but this time, it feels different. I mean, the gameplay is glitchy and technically flawed, unlike the original, but it's more than that. To the first game's credit, when it forced you to kill someone, it created a real sense of unease. The sequel doesn't. In fact, Manhunt 2 feels more like some other company's ripoff than a true successor to the Manhunt throne. I also find it interesting that fans of the first Manhunt were just outraged by the censorship in Manhunt 2, by Rockstar's blurring of the kill scenes. And ironically, that outrage proves the point I've long maintained in regard to this series. The only thing that stands out about Manhunt is the way it depicts its killings. Otherwise, it's an average stealth game at best, and the reaction to this censored sequel proves it. As with the original Manhunt, this one was sent to us by Dean from California, so we have to send him our huge thanks, and I can only assume he sent us this game because he was tired of its terrible camera. When Manhunt lost its blatant gore, it lost its appeal, a truth that speaks as much to the hollow design beneath the blood as to the shallow tastes of its defenders. Now, the funny thing is, this game is still darker, more disturbing, and more violent than just about anything else on the market. But even dark and disturbing doesn't save the clunky Manhunt 2, a game that was doomed before it even stepped out of the shadows.